I have such a love-hate relationship with variable ND filters. I think we all kind of do. Like, you need them, especially shooting video, but they're always a pain. And if I'm being honest, despite all the gear I've acquired for one reason or another, I've never bothered adding a second variable ND filter to my kit until this one because it's actually easy to use and actually worth making a video about in this case. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris Hagan, a video producer and photographer in Portland, Oregon, and not wanting to use a variable ND filter has prevented me from shooting a lot of casual video, something I really love to do for years. Call me lazy, but just the process of screwing it on and off the lens between shooting photos and video is just too much for casual use. But this thing from Freewell that they did send me to test for full disclosure changed that because it shortens the process considerably. And look, it's a filter, so I'm not going to waste your time with some deep explanation for why you need one, but basically for video, it cuts down the light hitting the lens so you can still shoot at bright apertures and get that smooth, out of focus background during the day. And for photos, especially if you're surrounded by waterfalls like we are here in Portland, it's nice to be able to slow down your shutter speed and take longer exposures, again, without your image being overexposed. So all that said, what's so special about this one from Freewell? A few things actually. First and foremost, the locking system and the ability to quickly make changes, and this is key for hybrid shooters that need to capture photo and video at the same time or within the same event. The only thing that screws on is this base ring, and it stays on the lens. So before I even leave the house, the tough part is done. From there, your variable ND filter and circular polarizer just pop on and off that base ring in less than a second with the two locking tabs on the side. Just pinch in and press on and it's locked in place. And you remove it the same way. It's the first true locking filter system without the use of magnets. And I say system because there's more to this, and that's coming. So when shooting a cycling race a few weeks ago, for example, I was able to quickly go back and forth from shooting fast action photos where the filter is off so I can use a faster shutter speed to video where to maintain a natural motion blur, my shutter speed is a lot lower and I need the filter to cut the light down quite a bit. And that's the next thing. This filter has a wide range going from 3 to 7 stops of neutral density. A lot of filters will do something like 2 to 5 stops, which is fine, but sometimes 5 stops just still isn't enough. You may still need to take your lens down to f4 or f5.6, and then you're losing some of that shallow depth of field you'd like to get when shooting wide open instead. Especially now that just about every camera allows some sort of log shooting, which means capturing video usually at a minimum ISO of 800, 3 stops is like the minimum. In fact, the only other variable ND filter that I own is 3 to 6 stops. So this one going 3 to 7 is even better. And of course, there's the circular polarizer built in as well. So if you need to eliminate reflections shooting water, cars, windows, buildings, anything reflective, you can do that by just pinching and twisting the filter to your liking. However, all that said, there is still the issue of image quality even when it comes to something external like a filter. So if you didn't know, there are lots of ND filters available from lots of different brands, and some are better than others. The issues that creep in with a lot of them are vignetting on either side of the range or shifts in color that make it hard to match in post. But I found Freewell's Locking VND filter to be excellent maintaining color. As easy as it is to take the filter on and off, I'll be honest, sometimes I was still a little too lazy to do even that. I was hiking with my family last week and I'm always lagging behind because I'm taking photos or something. So I said, whatever, I'll just bump up my ISO for a few shots. Shooting with the Nikon Z8, I'm not worried. The photos were still really clean at ISO 1000 or a little bit above that. And these photos with the filter still on, set to about 3 stops, look great. I also snapped photos with the filter on at the bike race. I thought it would be a cool idea to capture some still life and motion all at once. So as the cyclists flew past the crowd watching, I had the spectators frozen while the riders were literally a blur. but I needed the filter on to be able to slow my shutter speed down to about 1/80th or 1/100th of a second without the shot being overexposed. So again, for hybrid shooters like myself, this thing is awesome, and it's going to be in my bag all the time, but especially when I'm out hiking or really shooting anything with both photos and video outdoors. The ease of use really brought me back to what I love to do, documenting life with video alongside my photos. Now, before I'm done, back to what I alluded to earlier, this is an entire locking system, not just a single filter. You can use this base ring with other Freewell filters as well, and you can stack them. So if you want to add a glow mist filter that can be easily taken on and off, that's available to do by itself and on top of this variable ND filter. If you need to cut down the light even more because you're shooting a waterfall on a tripod and really want several seconds or an even longer exposure, you can add another ND filter stacked on to the one you already have locked onto the base ring of the lens. So to that end, you can buy the filters individually or get the all-day kit, which comes with a really nice protective case and includes the variable ND and circular polarizer, an additional ND32 filter, and rear cap that doubles as a gray card. Also, the lens cap, and I've never seen this, it's a smart lens cap. You can tap it with your phone to quickly access any manuals or warranty information and customer support. Kind of wild. Not really necessary, but at the same time, why not if you can? The only thing I'd change for future versions would be adding hard stops for the different levels of ND. Sometimes when there's a lot going on and a lot to focus on while filming, it'd be nice to know that you're securely where you want to be in terms of exposure, but my other filter doesn't have those hard stops either, so it's really not a big deal. That would just be on my wish list to make this setup literally perfect. Otherwise, not much else to say. It's really the simplest process for a variable ND filter that I've ever used. And I think if you don't have one yet and you're looking to get into more video projects for work or fun, this would be near the top of my list. I mean, let me know if you think I left something out or if you have any questions. I'm using this thing almost every time I go out, so I'll be happy to report back anything I learned, but it just flat out works pretty well. If you do want to pick one of these up and you want to save some money, you can follow the link in the description and use the code LOCK10 for 10% off. As always, I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll be back really soon to talk about the Nikon Z8 that I use to capture a lot of the photos and video in this video, because it is the most well-rounded and capable camera I think I've ever worked with. So can't wait to share that, and I'll see you next time.